In this video on charts within Microsoft Dynamics 365 for sales, we're going to cover off how to create your own personal chart. Now, this is one of the series we've done specifically on charts within Microsoft Dynamics. You can see links to others in the series below. Also, if you've got suggested content ideas or you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. So, in the previous video, we gave you a quick introduction to charts, where they appear in the system, and to walk you through the basic functionality. Now, we can see charts by going to any of the system records, and within that view, we've got an area here called Show Chart, which I click on it, then that exposes the charts function. And within the charts function, we will have a range of charts, unsurprisingly. I can see what they are just by clicking this down arrow against the one that's my default at the moment, which is Top Customers. You can see here I've got a list of system charts, and these are the charts that Microsoft provides out of the box, or they've been added by your system implementer or perhaps your system administrator. Now, they're available to everybody, but they might not be what you need. You have the ability to create your own personal charts. Now, the way to do that is from within this area. We've got three dots here signifying we've got a menu. If I click on that menu appears, and one of the options here is new, and that means I can create a new chart, which is what I'm going to do. So if I click on new, that brings up the create chart dialog. The first thing it's prompting me for is, what view do you want to use for the chart preview? This is not really important because you can view your chart against any of your system or personal views. But what this is doing is saying we've got a little kind of thumbnail that renders the basics of the chart you're building. And so it's normally quite useful to make sure you've got a view that's got quite a lot of data in it. So I've picked all opportunities. Next thing it says, enter your chart name here, and I'm going to choose Richard Test 1. If I hadn't given it a name, it's going to assign it a name anyway, but I want to name it. And then effectively we've got two fields here called legend entries and horizontal axis labels. Effectively what it's saying is, what are we plotting against what? Now, the chart I'm going to build is going to be estimated revenue against sales stage. That's what I'm going to plot, and I'm going to do it as a pie chart. So let's walk through how we would do that. The first thing I need to do is select a field. When I click on the down arrow there, I get a quick sort of summary, which is the fields on the associated view, but I've also got access to any field that is on that particular record type, in which case it's opportunities, and we've got quite a lot. So I actually said estimated revenue, which actually appears in this top area here, which is nice and convenient for me. So I've selected that. Then I've got an operator, so I can choose what I want. Estimated revenue by default said sum, and I think that seems right to me, but I could have chosen minimum, max, average, count, etc. So we'll go with sum, and then I've got a little icon here that allows me to specify the chart type, which I could also do from the top bar here, and we said we would do a pie chart. So I'm just going to select pie chart. Nothing rendering at the moment, but we now have to say what we're plotting estimated revenue against. And I said sales stage, which isn't so conveniently in that top part, but if I scroll down to it, I'll reach that particular field, sales stage. I choose that, and you can see my chart is starting to render. Now, don't panic at this stage because that looks pretty dreadful, but that's just a thumbnail, and hopefully when we save and close this will all look a lot better. So that's the basics of creating my chart. I don't really need to do any more than I've done. And if I just click save and close, you will now see that chart, which is now showing in my charts as a personal chart that I've created, not a system chart. That's only visible to me or anybody I choose to share it with. and that has rendered the information that I wanted it to, and it's showing it quite nicely. Usual chart functionality. If I click on one of these segments, then it reduces the associated records in the view. Very powerful capability. Anyway, hopefully that gives you a little bit of an insight into the basics of creating your own personal charts and saving those for future use. I say this is one in a series that we're doing specifically on charts within Microsoft Dynamics 365 Sales. You can see links to others in the series below. Also, if you've got suggested content ideas or you need any help with Microsoft Dynamics, please see the links below. Anyway, thank you very much for your time today, and hopefully see you again soon.